whenever I do one of these lives now, and I haven't done one in about 7 months, I'd say, I think about that TikTok video that takes the piss out of influencers going live when they're waiting for the first 5 minutes for somebody to join. Oh wow, people are joining already. Yeah, so usually they're like, the joke is that they're waiting for enough people to show up so that they can start selling their wares. I promise I'm not going to try and sell you anything tonight. Anything I'm giving tonight is free. So yeah, I wanted to basically come on tonight to wrap up a couple of things. I normally do an Instagram live per single campaign, and this campaign for the last time has kind of been kind of a slow burn for a couple of different reasons, I suppose. I announced it to tie in with the Abba Voyage launch show that happened in London at the end of May. I think it was the 27th of May. I announced the single a couple of days before that, and it came out then within sort of 3 or 4 days. So it all happened quite quickly. We had the song ready since February, I think. So, and we were sitting on it to use it for that reason, and because I had a lot of other commitments early in the year as well. So the video came almost a month after the single itself, which changed the dynamic of how things normally go with the single. Normally I release it the week before the single, or in or around a week after anyway, at the latest. But I think there's no rules anymore, and you can do things in numerous different ways, and it's almost good. I'm a bit like OCD about my rollout. I like to do things in a certain way, but I think this taught me that it's good to change things up, because this time the single came out, and then a month later, 2 weeks later, the remix came out, and then within that month the music video came out. And this music video has got more views than any music video I've put out before on YouTube, and it has travelled further. I did think part of that was the Agnetic connection, the fact that the song was a cover. I don't know if it is completely that, because an awful lot of people who are coming to me, I think there is an element of that to it, but an awful lot of people coming to me are discovering it through YouTube recommendations, which is a really good sign that, you know, the song is organically coming up on YouTube. I found loads of bands that I love through YouTube, through their recommendations. I think it's such an intelligent system. I was just in the barber today, and I was just about to finish, just about to pay, and this lad behind me who was about to get his haircut said, "Are you a musician?" And this is not something that happens to me often. I will get recognised for other reasons, but not usually from social media, but not usually as a musician. So it was kind of cool. And he had seen the last time video, and then he said he had watched the commentaries, which was just this thing that I started 2 singles ago, doing the music video commentaries as a little bonus featurette, and the behind the song, which is the final thing that I have to do with this single, is the behind the song. So I'll upload that tomorrow. But yeah, this video definitely travelled further, and I'm really grateful to everybody that's messaged me, especially to the Agneta fans who've given me that kind of stamp of approval and said that they think the version has been successful, or that they enjoyed the version that I've created, because it is quite different. But I think if you like that kind of sound, you'll probably like my version, because mine is almost closer to the bones of an ABBA song than it is to Agneta's original version, which was a bit more power rock, probably down to like the time that it came out, and she was working with that Chicago producer. So elsewhere on that single, it finally climbed up that LGBTQ music chart, which has been amazing for me. It's got to number 2 yet again. I keep getting number 2s, but look, number 2s, I'm very happy with that. And this one has done the usual slow climb. I think it went like something like 2012, 8, 4, 2. So I like to see that. I don't like to push votes. I like to see what happens organically, and to see the song grown. I'm going to come back and have a look at your questions. It's great to see questions already. And if I've missed any, I'll answer them in comments afterwards. But yeah, it's great to see songs going out there and grown organically, and for people to go and click vote is massive, because I know like the effort of listening to new music, supporting new music, it's not something that everybody does or feels inclined to do. I think music on social media is not the easiest sell. I think, fitness, I think fashion, I think, a lot of that stuff, it's very visual and it's easy to sell. Music can be a bit of a challenge because trying to get people to break away from their usual playlists or their usual records that they listen to is a challenge, and I think you have to get them in roundabout ways. So things like the YouTube playlists, where you might end up in one of those recommendations, that's the dream. And so I'm very lucky that that's happened this time, and I've got a rake of Spotify playlists for this song as well, not obviously curated by Spotify themselves, but playlists by publications, by magazines, by blogs. And the nice thing about that particularly is I decided with this single not to approach the blogs heavily the way I have done previously, because I think you can't go after the same outlets every single time and expect for them to give you the full support and to be kind of shoving you down the throats of their readers or their viewers, because everyone has to get their opportunity and their chance to shine and their chance for coverage. And I've been extremely lucky with a lot of these blogs, like the likes of Retro Pop, Culture Fix, Essentially Pop, all of these sort of blogs who've been hugely supportive of me, and there's so many more as well. Those are just some of the ones that stick out to me that I've done premieres with and stuff. So I think, it's important to give everybody their chance to shine, but I've been lucky, organically it's kind of happened this time. What would have been a cover with the Spotify playlist, the YouTube thing. So it's time to move on. I basically have an EP recorded, so that's going to include Save You and Been and Gone from last year. We've done a little bit of tweaking, nice new clean masters of those, and obviously The Last Time, and some new music as well. So keep your eyes peeled on my socials. On Instagram here is usually the first place that I post to hear all about that. That's coming later this year, but not too much later. And there'll be another single before that as well. And I'm currently trying to choose which one. I should probably do the modern thing and go to social media and ask you guys, but I never normally have trouble picking a single, but I'm having a lot of trouble this time. I have two really strong songs, I think. One is a little bit more hard, kind of, I suppose, a little bit trance influenced. It goes back to that Chicane vibe. And the other one is like a really happy accident of a song that we had. It was the last thing that I wrote, and I wrote it to a backing track that Garrett Shortland sent me. I think it was around March, April, and it's my favourite thing that I've done, I think, ever. It's just like epitomises everything that I love about pop music. So I can't wait for you to hear that. But yeah, that'll either be next or after that. And I'm so prepped this time. I have remixes already ready for the first track that I told you about. And speaking of remixes, there's so much coming in the next couple of months. So I'm really excited, because obviously I had this really dry spell at the beginning of the year. I was doing a couple of different things. I was working on a renovation. I went back to working in social media for a client. You have to get the money. You have to get the money in to do the things you love. So I did that for a couple of months while I was recording, while I was writing, and I've never taken, since I came back in 2018, I've never taken that long a break. It was like 6 months basically, and I really felt it. Like I always said, no, I'll never take a break again, but this time it was needed to do other things. I don't like spreading myself too thin. I like to really focus in properly on things, because as an independent artist, you have to give a release your full attention if you want to get the most out of it. There's no point in spending time recording, spending time, money, effort, and getting in great collaborators to record something and then not promote it because nobody hears it. What's the point? I make music that I like myself, but of course I want people to hear it. I want my followers, and I think I'm lucky that I'm starting to develop a little bit of a niche following, and you guys are excited then to hear what's coming next, which is fantastic. That's the dream. So what was I saying anyway? Speaking of remixes, next Sunday, 31st of July, I have a new remix coming out. This is not for the last time, that's done now, for the song Over Before It's Begun, which has never had a proper remix. We had the Skynum GT version that came out 2 years ago, July 31st, 2020. So this is to celebrate that release, and we are releasing a club remix. Over Before It's Begun club remix by my friend Jordan Artiaga and myself. We've been working on it in recent weeks. It's ready to go. It's submitted, and I'm going to post the link to pre-save that after this. And yeah, I'm excited about it. It's a fun little treat. It's not a single, it's just a little treat. It's a little celebration, a little anniversary gift. And there's a couple of reasons for doing things like this. So I obviously put out the Real Good Fight retro remix, which was something we just created and had so much fun with. And there's already endless remixes of that song, but this felt like just the pinnacle of remixes that we had to put it out. So if you haven't heard the retro remix of Real Good Fight, go back and listen to it. I didn't promote it heavily. I was in the middle of promoting the last time, so I just dropped it out there. I think it's really well worth listening to. We were inspired by The Weeknd's record Dawn FM, and we just really wanted to create something like that. And I totally brainwashed Jordan once again, and sent him all of the influences. And it's funny because Jordan and I have never met, but we now have like this intense musical relationship where we just constantly send each other music. We're in different time zones. We're sending each other music at all hours, waking each other up both ends. But look, it's great. It's great to have these people to collaborate with, and remixes are kind of my thing. So yeah, go check out the Real Good Fight retro remix, and I'll drop the pre-save link for Over Before It's Begun club remix in the next 24 hours or less. I'm excited for you to hear it. You actually heard a tiny teaser of it, but didn't realise it in the Transcendence Mega Mix that I released last November. So this is going to be the full version, and it's banging. So that's kind of everything on the music front. Today I was shooting for Racy, Henry Street, the menswear brand that I'm now working with as a sort of brand ambassador, and I have really enjoyed what this has brought so far. I always enjoy, particularly the last 2 years, I've enjoyed bringing fashion into my music. So I think since I went along the more electro pop route, I've had a lot more fun playing with like kind of different styles, bringing in colour and streetwear and all that sort of thing. And I feel like it's a bit more. So when I was doing the country stuff, fashion was not even secondary. It was just not on my radar with it really. It was like, I think when I made that kind of initial comeback, it had to be all about the music and that genre as well. It's not a thing really. So when I came back to make it more electro pop, I wanted to make visuals that really stood out, and kind of carve a little niche out for myself as well, not look like every other singer-songwriter walking through Dublin. So I've really enjoyed this with Racy. They have some exceptional pieces. Like, where they really excel is suits and formal wear, but they also have that sort of in between that can translate from day to night. So really nice muscle fit shirts, and I want to say chinos, but they're like a lot more modern than that. But nice, like really good fit, really good fabric, and really good price as well. So definitely go check them out. Racy on Henry Street. Have a look on Instagram. I'll put their link in there as well. You can find it in every post that I make where I'm wearing their outfit. The green suit that I wore, the teal suit that I wore, was from Racy, and a couple of posts last week in the cream outfit and the yellow, they were from there as well. So we're kind of starting to form that relationship where I'm obviously wearing their clothes in my visuals, and then they have content as well, which is really cool. I love creative collaborations like that. I love working with new photographers, and I think the more people you work with like that, you become more confident, and you become more creative and inspired and alive. And it's just like, you can be what I noticed when I took that break from music before was that you become very stagnant, and your creativity is just stifled when you're not around creative people. So for me, it's just an absolute joy to be around new creative people, and it makes me songwrite as well. So when I go through a dry spell of not songwriting, I'm like, I just need to meet new people, and once I go out and meet new people, that's what happens. I'm going to go back and have a look at the questions in 2 minutes. I just want to I have a little list here. I'm cheating because I'd go off on a mad tangent otherwise. So yeah, Racy is the kind of the big partnership right now. I've also partnered up with Hey Hair, which is a company of hair products, so both topical hair products and oral vitamin products. And I've made a little tutorial video and an introduction video over the last couple of weeks about them. So this is a company that's all natural ingredients based, which is why I said yes to working with them, because I am very much about being as natural as possible in what goes into my body. So, you know, at a certain age, 30 plus, you start to think about your hair. Like, obviously, there's 2/3 of guys at this age start to lose hair or have already lost a certain percentage of it. So, and as well, obviously, the element of the greys are starting to appear. I'm quite lucky. There hasn't been that many, but, you know, they're starting to appear in the beard. So I said, right, let's give this a shot. You know, they offered me the endorsement, and I thought it's all natural. It's worth a shot. Nothing to lose. So I'm probably 3 weeks into it now, maybe. And what I do notice actually is I have this so the serum that you put in has made my beard a lot softer, and the condition of it feels an awful lot better, which I'd say is probably the biotin and things like that for the overall hair health. And then I'm spraying that into the hair as well. I'm mostly using it along these side parts here because I don't actually have any grey in this area yet. Touch wood. It's only a matter of time, I'm sure. But unless this works, let's hope so. And the oral end of things is just 2 pills a day. Again, totally natural. You can see the ingredients on the Hey Hair website or on their Instagram as well. You can find their link in my link tree and use the code ROC for 15% off your first purchase. What else am I pushing tonight? I do have another new endorsement that I'm going to talk about separately, so watch out for that post. But on the front of endorsements, I do want to say, this is a new thing for me. It's new territory. Music is what I do first and foremost. And look, I enjoy the fashion side of things. I enjoy putting these looks together. And obviously the visual end of things is very important in this industry that I'm in. And so, of course, you want to look your best at all times in front of the camera, you know, making the effort and you know, you become conscious of it. The more you're out there and the more you're getting recognized, the more you become conscious of it, and you think, right, well, I have to make an effort. I have to keep up the hard work. So anything that I accept and that I talk to you guys about is something that I'm confident using myself. Like I said, I'm very about the natural approach, and I wouldn't push something that I didn't believe in. And I'll always be honest with my tutorials and my videos and all that sort of thing. I think it's important. Otherwise, you guys can't trust me, and then no matter what I pushing you guys, you'll think it's a farce. So yeah, keep that in mind. Right, I'm going to go back and look at the questions because I think I've kind of touched on everything. So let's see. Right, jeez, God, a good few of you came in. So anyone who missed this as well, I'm going to post it on Instagram as long as it lets me. Sometimes it does this terrible thing where it just disappears, which drives me mad because I think this is a nice little bit of content. And I'll also post it to my YouTube channel, where I'm really trying to... YouTube has grown for me, so I'm really trying to nurture that a little bit. Whitewater signs, lots of bling on. Yeah, I've been at a shoot. It was all suits shoot today for Racy. So we did gold, the S-Force watch, one of my favourites. Oh God, what is the bracelet? Oh God, I've totally forgotten the name of the crafted bracelet and chain. So these are an anti-tarnish gold that basically when you sweat, when you train, no tarnish, which is amazing. So yeah, I definitely endorse those. This is crafted as well. So yeah, the suits from Racy today, wait till you see them. They were unreal. We did 3 different looks. We did a black, a navy, solid. So my thing right now is solid colours, no contrast, just solid. Right, what else we got? Phil Marriott, DJ, another DJ. So Phil and all the DJs who've shown support for for this latest single. I just want to say thanks a million. I couldn't do it without you. I couldn't get my music out to the people without you guys. So it means the world. Okay, Whitewater Sign says, you're my favourite Irish singer. I'm absolutely thrilled to hear that. That's music to my ears. Thanks for listening. And thanks for joining me tonight as well. Clara said you should hear him sing in New Order. So yeah, I've been actually thinking, since I did this cover, like it's my first cover since the Joni Mitchell track I did in 2018. I don't really do covers as a rule. I always think there should be a reason for doing them. And I do like to change them up a little bit as well. But it is something that's coming to my head about possibly doing more. So recommend I think there needs to be kind of a link. If I'm going to do a few together, there needs to be a link and a bit of a theme going on. But I'm open to recommendations. Alright, who else is here? I thought these were questions. These are just telling me people have joined, which is great. Adrian says good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yeah, it's good evening for me, but good afternoon, good evening. The outfits are such a vibe. Thanks so much, can't pronounce that, Bellasian. Yeah, look, I enjoy it. I have fun with it, and I think I'm confident in. I put the looks together myself, so I'm confident in them. I enjoy them, and with Racy, with that, they've given me the freedom to do that. I'm not going in and they're putting me on something that I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing. We have a discussion. They might say certain things. Like I went in, I was like, look, what do you want to sell? And they made it more about, well, what do you feel you want to put together as a look? And which is, amazing, because it's not everywhere you get to do that. So, but yeah, I have such a great time putting these looks together. I'll not have to spend a fortune on clothes for a video is a huge bonus. It means I can put my budget towards promotional stuff or just more new music, which, is where you really want to be putting your money. So Clara says, where 2/3. I don't know what that was about. I'm not sure what that was about. The watch is from S-Force. As I said, I missed that question. I have two of these. It's my favourite watch brand. It's not an endorsement, but I wish it was. Jordan says new music soon. You know it, bro. New music on Sunday. Well, is it new music really? It's a new remix. So, yeah, Sunday and 31st of July, and that's our anniversary release. And then, yeah, definitely, it's not going to be long. I'm going to say August for new music. And then, like I said, there is an EP coming. We have everything ready to go. It's mastered. We have the cover art done. Just gone through the process right now of trying to choose pictures, which is always so tedious, especially when I shoot with Davin Casey, because he sends me so many shots that are just premium. It's not even like, I'm sure there's loads that end up on the cutting room floor, but he sends me such a high volume of premium shots that I love. But I think for an EP, you want a certain vibe for EP covers, unlike singles, where you just want it to be a little bit iconic. At least I do. So that's what I'm paying a little bit of homage with this one. It was kind of unintentional, but yeah, I can't wait for you guys to see it. Jordan says, hey bro, can you say me hello? I know your English is better than that, come on. Have I taught you nothing? So Jordan is Skynum GT, for those of you who don't know. And Skynum GT won a competition that I ran 2-3 years ago. 2020, I think. No, it was 2019. For Real Good Fight, I ran a competition for remixes, and I had like 50 entries or something like that, or I got down to 50. Jordan won, aka Skynum GT, and then we did Older 20 together, and we have not stopped working together since. The Transcendence EP was released as a collaborative effort. If you haven't heard that, go listen to it. And yeah, we haven't worked together on this new EP, but we are still working together in the background, obviously on the celebratory remixes that we put out from that era, and yeah, there's more stuff coming in the future. We're definitely not done, and he's also remixed one of the next singles as well. Clara, I hate when influencers are dishonest. Yeah, look, you know this, Clara. It's important to be choosy, even when you're starting out. Like me, for instance, I didn't set out to kind of influence as such. Like, I'm a musician, but this is the kind of environment that we're in now, where it's almost one and the same. There's crossover, and you know, like music, because of the fact that we spend so much money, especially when your taste is like mine, and you spend a lot of money actually on the creation of the music and the visuals and all that sort of stuff, it is nice to have the little bit of support with things like clothing or skincare or any of that stuff that goes into your appearance. So it's a no-brainer, really, you know, as an independent artist. The bling's a vibe. Thank you. Yeah, I just seem to get more excessive. My barber said to me today, he was like, "Oh, jeez, he's trying to shave your neck, and there was like, he's like, there's an extra chain on your neck every time you come in." So, New Order of the Weekend, yeah, jeez. Well, Clara, go and listen to that Real Good Fight retro remix if you like The Weekend, because that is as close as you're gonna get from me. About baldness. All right, 2/3. Yeah, you're right. Actually, 2/3 of men probably bald by a major part of it. Jeez, I'm just so late reading these comments that none of my answers are probably making a mistake. You're such an inspiration to us. Fair play for chasing your dreams. Yeah, like, there was a long period where I didn't. You know, I worked in so many different areas, and then I hit the reset button. Like, so basically, for those of you who don't know, I studied journalism. I worked as a journalist, which then became social media, really. And I worked in a couple of magazines. I worked in social media, and look, it's a very, very competitive industry in the same way that music is. But for me, it wasn't personally as rewarding. It was just like, music has changed now. It's being an independent artist. You're not really competing with anybody except for yourself in some ways, because you're just trying to create your own little legacy, and you know, you're only as good as your latest release. So for me personally, it's like every single has to be solid. And I said it back when I came back in 2018. I only make singles, and if you do get an EP from me, the chances are every track on that was a single. I don't believe in filler tracks or any of that sort of thing. But yeah, chase your dreams, 100%. Like, look, this is not a dress rehearsal. Just, you only get one chance, and I am having the best time doing this time around, and I wouldn't give it up for anything. Quick question: being a Madrid fan or Gavin James fan? So this is Jordan just trying to wind me up. He knows that I'm a Barcelona supporter, and did anybody see my Gavin James video the other day? I thought it was going to get me cancelled altogether, because Gavin James' new single, I'm not going to spend too much time on this really, because God knows I don't need to lose my Instagram access as well as my Facebook, but his new single, Novocaine, there is numerous segments of it that sound exactly the same as Savage Garden's song I Want You from 1996, 1997, and I was shocked. I was really shocked that as a major label artist, they would press go on something like that. I don't know, they can't have not heard it. It's just too obvious. It's melody, it's lyric, it's structure, it's delivery. Anyway, go and have a listen. I'm just promoting Gavin James now, aren't I? So I'm going to shut up about that. That's all the questions. I think I've covered everything. Thanks for all the support with the last time. I've had a great time with this. It's been nearly 2 months since I announced the single and released it, but it's great to, after 5 or 6 months away, it's great to be back, and it's great to get back out there and talk to radio DJs and bloggers and to you guys directly. I love that I now have this link directly with you guys, that I don't have to go through anyone. I have direct access. What I do want to say, actually, if you guys want to be first for content, go to my website, iamrobertoconnor.com, and sign up to my mailing list. You'll get a free remix. I can't even remember which one it is now at this stage, to be quite honest with you. It changes. You get a free remix, and I always announce everything first on my mailing list, and I sometimes do little giveaways of bonus tracks or remixes and stuff like that as well. And the reason why I like to get people to sign up to that is because I feel like with Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of these, we never know when one of them's going to implode, or when we're going to lose access, or, you know, only a small percentage of my followers see me. Like, as you can see, the number's quite low on here at the moment. I'm going to post this on YouTube, I'm going to post it on Instagram, and it will get larger reach over the next couple of days. But unless we sponsor posts, we don't reach much of our following. and I think that is a real shame. But that's why it would be really good to have you guys on my mailing list when you're proper fans and you get to hear things first. And I know that I have access to you, and I can reach you with my news and with my music. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for coming in. I think I've answered hopefully everybody's questions. Adrian, damn, I'm at work, was unable to watch the whole stream. Don't worry, Adrian. I'm going to post this on Instagram afterwards, as long as it saves, fingers crossed, and on YouTube as well. And I should have filmed it the other way, shouldn't I, for YouTube? And then it would have looked way better. But yeah, I wasn't thinking. I need an assistant when I'm creating content like this to guide me. I had the best photographer today who even tied my shoelaces for me, so thanks, Greg, if you're watching. You definitely gave me a good first experience. Let's do it again soon. So yeah, keep an eye out this week. I'm going to post the link and announcement for Over Before It's Begun Club remix and that next endorsement that I told you about. And it won't be long until I announce the next single and the EP as well. So exciting few months coming up, and I'm really excited for it. So thanks guys for coming on tonight, and I'll talk to you soon.